Donald Trump has not put a second of thought into the alt-right. I think he would use them as useful idiots if he knew. And maybe Steve Bannon is doing that. But that makes him just as dangerous as if he actually believes in it. Because what you're doing is you're winding people up who are part of the neo-Nazis, who are part of the white supremacist groups, who are part of the Klan. You're winding them up and saying, we're your guys. Now, this has happened before. It happens the same way every time. Somebody sees these groups and they say, we can use them. Well, the last guy to do this in America, kind of like this, was Woodrow Wilson. What happened in the teens and 20s under Woodrow Wilson? The Klan grew to outrageous numbers because the government empowered them, because Woodrow Wilson quietly empowered the Klan. They more than tripled or quadrupled their numbers. They were almost dead. And because the president had a tip of the hat to them, they were everywhere in the South, and we had lynchings again. You can look in the 1930s. It was the brown shirt stormtroopers. These were just the Nazi party. They were not empowered by the government. This was just the Nazi party. And Hitler empowered them and used them to gain control. But then, what happened? He turned on them because they outlived their usefulness. And everybody was afraid of the brown shirts, so we had the Night of Long Knives. And they were all slaughtered. The other way this can go is for the government then to A, empower, and then ignore, and not be the people they thought you would be. When that happens, then they riot in the streets. Then they get violent. And then the people rise up and they cry out for a leader to do something. That leader is empowered even more to have law and order and get rid of these people, and they do. This is a very bad situation. And unless we take this infection out at the beginning, it's going to be much, much worse. Please, I beg of you, I will give the president the benefit of the doubt, the president-elect. I will support the president-elect until he does something unconstitutional or not in the spirit of the conservative and free market principles. I will not assign bad intent to the president, but I do assign bad intent to Breitbart and to Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon knows exactly who these people are, and we know this because he himself and his website has defined who they are. They know who they're dealing with. They have given them a platform and a voice. And anyone who tells you, well, you don't know who's on the message boards, you're right, you don't. But if the Blaze had come out and said, hey, by the way, we're going to be the voice for the alt-right, I'm calling those people to me. And that is exactly what Breitbart has done, and Steve Bannon. Please do your homework, America. This is vital that you understand and you don't put walls up to protect people who are engaged in the alt-right. 99% of the people involved with Donald Trump and supporting Donald Trump, 99% are not, they don't even know what the alt-right is. Please don't dismiss that 1%. This is the time that I told you, you have to be very careful who you're standing next to. I've told you that for years. There's going to come a time when you're going to need to know. They're going to sound just like you. They're going to say all the things, but they're not like you. Be careful who you're standing next to. This is that time. And Steve Bannon is a very, very bad man. I could tell you, I wish I could have the people on the air who have come to me personally But some of these people are so frightened of Steve Bannon, their hands shake. And these are strong people that I know who have worked with him firsthand. He is a dangerous man. Please do your homework. Now, with that said, I want to have a conversation. Dom Theodore is our vice president of radio, or I don't know what you do exactly, but you run the radio division for the Blaze.
I'm just your general manager.
Yeah, okay.
The radio.
You run this program. Ellen Wheeler is our head of content for all of Mercury in my other company, and we were having a conversation this morning about what's happening. Now, yesterday, Pat and I attended a meeting that Steve Deese, who is this unbelievable talk radio host, he called a meeting of some of the people that were never Trumpers and reluctant Trumpers, some of the leading minds that he respects, and he wrote to me and he said, "Hey, Glenn, we're looking for a place, preferably down in Texas, to hold this meeting." I said, "Well, hold it here. If I can come, I want to listen." So we listened, and what the meeting really is about is where do things go from here? What does this mean for the Republican Party? What does this mean for the conservative movement? What is the conservative movement? And what really happened? And so we had this conversation, and I want to start with Dom, because you were telling me a story about, you live up in Michigan, and you said the morning of the election, Donald Trump's going to win because everybody has miscast this. We've missed something very important.
Well, yeah, it was really, I live in a really small town in West Michigan, in Mecosta County, and it's kind of north of Grand Rapids. One of the things that stood out to me, walking into the election, I never thought in a million years that Donald Trump was going to win until that morning when I went to go vote. And there were two gentlemen standing outside the voting area, the little town hall. And one of them was, clearly a farmer. You could just tell. It's a farming community where I live. A lot of them in that area. And there was another guy who was kind of a blue-collar mechanic. He had grease on his shirt, and you could tell that he probably might have been a mechanic, I'm guessing. But I was listening to them talk, and it was then that I decided that Donald Trump was going to win this thing, and this was the conversation. Never mind 2008. These guys were talking about how they haven't had a good year since 2001. The recession prior to the big 2008 collapse.
16 years of hell.
Yeah. And these guys, one of them was talking about how he holds down multiple jobs now and makes half the money that he used to make even back then. These folks hadn't had a good year in 16 years. And that's what this was all about. They were simply making a decision based on who they felt. It was a policy matter, not a principle matter.
So I had a friend of mine write to me on Election Day, and he said, "This is the movement that you helped start, but you lost track of them." And I wrote back and I said, "How do you mean? I don't have the same principles as Donald Trump does." And he said, No. But I don't think they do either, Glenn. No. He said, "These are the people that you talked to in Ohio during the Rally for America. These are the people you talked to in West Virginia and Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania and Michigan." He said, "These are the people that connected." And I understood for the first time, I missed you. I didn't see. I was focused, again, I think Selena Zito said it best. The people who listened to Donald Trump, who voted for him, took him seriously, but not literally. I took him literally and not seriously. And that was the big disconnect there. And it was because I think, and this is what I heard, but I misinterpreted it. I heard from people over and over again, "Glenn, you're voting for some highfalutin principles." That's not what we need right now. I missed, what I heard was, screw the principles. We just need to win. No, what they were saying was, principles are great, but I'm going to lose everything. I can't do it anymore. Not because they were afraid, not because of it.